Jets beat the Patriots 26-20 in overtime. Gang Green now just needs a win next week against Buffalo, and they are in the playoffs. So we are on the phone right now. Ian Sachs, our 1045theteam.com reporter. Brady Farkas, Andrew Williams in for Armin Levac today. And Ian, what is the reaction around the Jets right now after beating the Patriots?
Well, the reaction was not so much that they beat the Patriots, but it was that they needed the win in order to get into the playoffs. So both Coach Todd Bowles and Ryan Fitzpatrick stressing multiple times after the game, saying it didn't matter who we were playing, it just mattered that we had to win in order to better our chances to get into the playoffs. They said, of course, it was great that it was the Patriots, but you know what? A win's a win, and they needed it to extend their season so that next week they have a win and in Buffalo.
I think that the fans are probably looking at this as, hey, we beat the Patriots. That's great. We got over the hump. Well, I'm looking at this on the other side, Ian. I want your take on it. The Jets needed overtime at home to beat a completely depleted Patriots roster that didn't have their two main wide receivers, didn't have two main pieces in the defensive backfield. What was your take on that?
I think that's a great point, that when you look at so many injuries for New England, then you even add on top of that Sebastian Vollmer going down early in the game, their offensive line very much decimated by injuries, and the Jets still needed to squeak out an overtime victory. But when you think about it, they held Tom Brady to just one touchdown all game because the Patriots got the one touchdown on defense. So I think that you can look at it that way, but you can also look at it that, you know what, when you have one of the greatest quarterbacks and hold him to just one touchdown, that does say something about what the Jets are doing defensively.
It's Armin Levac, 104.5 The Team, your home for New York sports. Brady Farkas, Andrew Williams in for the guys today.
Ian, how was it like? What was the sidelines like after the Patriots scored that touchdown to bring the game to a tie?
Looking at the Jets sideline, they were down a little bit, but you know what? They still had a minute 55, and then it was just a tie. It was not that the Patriots took the lead. So worst case scenario, they go to overtime, coin flip. Who knows what happens?
Ian Sachs, our 1045theteam.com Jets reporter, with us on Armin Levac. Ian, what was your reaction to the Patriots electing to kick off to start overtime?
I personally don't agree with that decision. I actually went down to the press conference last few minutes of the fourth quarter, and then went down the tunnel. Was standing right on the field, and when they went to the coin flip and the Patriots elected to kick off, I didn't know what to make of that, because I was like, wouldn't you want the ball to start overtime? Then you could do exactly what the Jets ended up doing: go down, score a touchdown, end the game 2.5 minutes into the extra period. So that's what I was expecting New England to do. So I really don't know what they were thinking. I mean, I'm sure that all those injuries were in the back of their minds and thinking, you know what, or maybe try to stop them on defense and see what happens.
Ian, Brandon Marshall, another 100-yard game. What was his demeanor after the game?
Well, Brandon Marshall was very proud of the fact that, you know, he has another, not just 100-yard game, but 100 receptions on the season. 6th time he's done it in his career. First player in NFL history to accomplish that feat. And Marshall said, you know what, in his second year, he had 100 receptions, and then that became the standard for him. So whenever he didn't have that, he would get very disappointed and even a little mad. So but then he also stressed that it's not just him. He loves doing it with his teammates. He loves the fact that Eric Decker is right there behind him and a great number 2 option for this Jets offense.
Ian Sachs, our Jets reporter, with us. Armin Levac, 104.5 The Team. Brady Farkas, Andrew Williams in for Armin Levac on this Monday after a Jets win over the Patriots. And it's going to come down to win and in next week for the Jets. They're playing Buffalo. In Buffalo, it's going to be Rex Ryan with a chance to potentially end the Jets season. What do you think about that storyline?
Well, there are so many storylines about that. Ryan Fitzpatrick joking with the reporters in the press conference, saying, you know, you guys are going to have a ton to write about, because not only do you have the Rex Ryan storyline, Fitzpatrick played 4 seasons in Buffalo and never had the amount of success that he's had in his first year with the Jets. And then, of course, as you said, Rex Ryan, always a great person for headlines. So it is going to be a very fun week for all the media surrounding this Jets and Bills game. But I think I say the Jets take care of business because Buffalo, outside of Rex wanting bragging rights over his old team, they have absolutely nothing to play for. The Jets have had their backs up against the wall for the last 5 weeks, and they've had success. They've won just to get to this point. So it would be a shame to see them come that far just to lose it in Buffalo.
Win and in next week for the Jets is a scenario. Our 1045theteam.com Jets reporter Ian Sachs with us on Armin and Levac. Ian, thanks a lot.
Thanks, guys.
Hey, Ian, thanks, man. Enjoy the rest of your Christmas break.